next guests today are Bryan Haynie and Malyk Pilgrim. Both are currently participating in the partnership between the Mayor's Office of Employment Development and the Maryland Society of Surveyors to train young adults for employment in the field. Please welcome Bryan Haynie and Malyk Pilgrim. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
How you doing? It's a pleasure to be here.
You guys are game changers.
Well, we'd like to be.
So Bryan, since you're the older guy, surveyors. Tell us about surveyors, the Maryland Society of Surveyors.
Well, we're an organization of professional surveyors, licensed and unlicensed, and we're trying to bring new people into the profession and get the word out about the profession, because a lot of people don't know what surveyors do.
Yeah, you guys are kind of, we see you with the thing. What's the thing called?
The total station, or the survey instrument.
The survey instrument. Yeah. We see you with that, but we don't know what it is. Right. We don't know who you got, what you're doing.
Right, and we're out there, we're mapping, we're taking measurements, and we want to let the public know what we do so we can get younger people into the profession.
I love it. I love it. So tell us how the partnership began, and again, you said why, to get the young people in, but how did you guys start off?
Well, the National Society and the Maryland Society of Surveyors recognize that we need younger people. Our profession is aging. Our average licensed person in the United States is about 58 years old, so we know we need younger people to come survey. So we developed this method where we're contacting local organizations like the Mayor's Office of Employment Development to see how we can get into the high schools and talk to students about surveying. So that's basically what I did as the Baltimore chapter chair for the society. I sent an email and a letter down to the mayor's office and said, hey, we'd like to talk to you about surveying, and then it kicked off from there.
That's cool, and I mean, it is something you never really think about, the surveyors. And so Malyk, what attracted you to the program?
Well, the first thing, like every young kid, is always going to be, you see the good money amount, because that was really pulled me, because I know for me, when I get older, I want to be able to take care of my family. So seeing a good amount later on was good for me. And then they had a presentation at my school, so when I came down there and seeing them using the total station, seeing them on the computer with different things you could do, and then they had a drone. And I was like, oh, this is a lot of technology. I'm in. I gotta see what this is, because I like engineering. So this is in the engineering field. Let me go down this path and see what's here for me to do.
Look at that. See, man, I need to get on your team, man. You're gonna make a lot of money. Engineering, surveying, I tell you. Yeah. And so, Bryan, tell us about the recruitment process.
Well, we put together a presentation where we went down to Mergenthaler High School, and we talked to the students and we showed them what surveyors do. There was a little bit of talk, but mostly they got to interact with other surveyors that showed up. We had a total station, a robotic total station, a laser scanner. We flew the drones around a little bit, get the kids interested. They really like that new technology stuff. So then from there we got students to apply to the program.
And so, Malyk, was that the favorite part for you, the integration of technology?
Yeah, showing us the technology really captured me, because I think if it was a bunch of talking, I would have been like, I still don't know what this is. I don't want to knock on people's doors.
Right, because your friend's like, surveying, what is that? Right. I mean, it's interesting, Bryan. It's like one of the oldest professions, I imagine, in the world. And now technology, it seems like a perfect mix almost, because I'm sure with GPS and all the technology, it probably has changed the field a bit.
So, yeah, we've gone from using the tape measures and the chains and all that stuff to GPS and laser scanning. And like we said, we're using the drones to map and get aerial imagery and stuff like that.
And so how was it paired, Bryan? How did you pair the student? How did you decide to choose a superstar like Malyk? What was how did you decide the determining factors?
Well, we had a lot of our survey mentors come to the school, and we had several meetings where we just talked with one another, and it just kind of worked out. The mentors and the students paired, and then we just went from there.
And Malyk, again, you're a young guy. Bryan's been doing this for, like, I'm sure 30 years. Yeah. What was that energy like, to kind of be paired with an adult? How was that at first?
At first, it's always awkward. You meeting this new person, and they try and help you decide your life, and it's like you want to know who you're dealing with. But after you start talking, we had ice breaks. icebreakers while we was there. We got to figure out who we was dealing with, and then after that, you started to get comfortable and just turn into work fees, and let's start to understand what we gotta do to go forward.
I love it. And so, Bryan, that's also, for you, how was it? I mean, I'm sure, you know,
Yeah.
you didn't hang out with young people that often probably. Was it a little culture shock?
A little bit. I told them, you know, my go-to is the dad jokes, so that's how I do the icebreakers. But yeah, I have to get used to it. The mentors have to get used to the students because they're not used to dealing with that. And most surveyors, engineers, you'll find out we're a bit introverted, so we'd rather, you know, it takes some time.
So tell us the outcome. How did this union turn out?
Well, pretty good. We've hired Malyk on full-time.
Awesome.
4 out of the 6 students who entered into the program in their first year are now either working full-time or part-time as surveyors, so pretty good percentage there.
That's awesome.
And we're hoping to expand it and move on to bigger and better things this year.
So, Bryan, the partnership has been very successful. Is there more room, you know, for growth for the young people and for the surveyors?
Yes, we are hoping to expand the program this year. We're looking to double the number of applicants that we have. We're working with Urban Alliance as well as the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, so there's more room for applicants, and we'd love to see them come and join us in the surveying community.
And it's interesting, you said that the average surveyor was like 58.
Yes.
So, Bryan, you come in as a young man, and then you just kind of, what's the life of a surveyor?
I've been there for 30 years. I started out of high school,
Okay.
and it was a summer job, and I got hired on full time, and I realized that I really enjoyed the work. I got to be outside and visit different places. I liked the math part of it and the computers and the technology. So, yeah, I stuck around. I stayed in it, and I find that a lot of surveyors do that. Once they get in, they really enjoy it, and they stick with it.
And so, Malyk, the Malyk before surveying, and now the new Malyk. Tell us how are you different? How are you different now that surveying has entered your life?
Well, before surveying, I always was starting to think about engineering because I like to solve problems and work with my hands. But after surveying, I'm saying that it's a lot more to engineering. It's a lot more for you to do. And going down surveying path, I like it so far. Just like he said, once you get into it, you're going to start to like it because of you going all over. You can go all over Maryland or all over the United States. You can see different things, experience different things, start to learn a new math. You just get to do something new every day, so that's what I'm trying to do now.
I love it. You guys are like the new face of surveying. You know, it's cool though. It's cool, and it seems like it's multi-layered. It's like something that it seems like the reason that people like it because there's different layers, like you say, from being outside, but also there's technology. So it's kind of like satisfies different things. It's not just every day the same thing.
Correct. Yeah, you're on different job sites throughout the week. There's math, there's technology, there's history involved. There's law and dealing with boundary determinations. So we really have our hands into a lot of different things that people don't know about. But once you get in it and start to learn it, it can be a little bit more exciting than it sounds.
And you know, Malyk, I was thinking, it almost so feels like, you know, between Google Maps and the technology with gaming and stuff, it feels like there's probably something there also. You know, you might end up creating a whole new type of surveying.
Yeah, you never
Virtual
know.
reality survey.
Right.
Let me write that one down. You might steal that one from me.
Yeah, I don't want.
Virtual reality
You might want to
survey.
copyright that before I get at it. Oh.
Well, I'm excited because, again, I think the partnership obviously works, and I think, who knew? Again, you didn't really think about surveying, though we see that. It's interesting. It's a field you see a lot of, but you probably don't really think about. And so, thank you guys for bringing this to us, like again, as game changers.
Thank you.
And so, were you always doing that here in Maryland?
Yes, I started out surveying in Maryland, and I got my license here. Then I got my license in Pennsylvania, and now Virginia. So I'm licensed in 3 states.
Okay, and so Malyk, as a newcomer, you know, after you learn the trait, is that what happens? You can get, you know, certified in different states, or depending on what you want to do with it.
You don't even have to do any surveying to, in a sense, do the certifications and licensing. It's 2 sides of it. It's like school and work. So it's a book side and it's a work side in a sense. So you could go and get your certifications and licensing after going and getting the basic knowledge so you could look better and qualify more. But to get the real understanding, you had to go put in the work and the experience in the field to mash the two together so then it really works for you.
Look at that, Bryan. Malyk, Bryan, you guys are game changers. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on Game Changers.